Hey, it's Stuart Sutton here at 1 Acre Plus Homes. As I have said many times, the 1 Acre Plus market performs differently than the regular real estate market. And 2023 was no exception. There's some pretty big surprises in this short video. If you plan on buying or if you own a home on an acre or more, I hope you'll take a look. Let me show you what I mean. So as I mentioned in the quick intro, the 1 Acre Plus market does perform differently. I'm going to show you how through some of these stats. These are stats you don't always see. Some of them are pretty typical, some of them are not. But if you're interested in a home on an acre or more, buying or selling, you'll want to pay attention to this. First of all, the number of homes that sold on an acre or more in 23 compared to 22 did fall about 15.77%, just shy of 16%. Now that is significant, there's no doubt about it. I think the real estate market felt that, agents felt that, sellers and buyers felt that. But you may, if you've been paying attention, have been hearing that markets across the country have been seeing decreases in home sales of up to 40%, and that is astounding. In the 1 Acre Plus market, we saw a very modest change compared to the overall market. The homes that sold in 23 on an acre or more compared to those in 22 took quite a bit longer. Now, if you remember, 22 was that year divided pretty much right in half. Half of it was a crazy frenzy market, and the other half was a shifting market going back to normal. We're at about 84 days versus 22 being less than 30 days. So that's a significant change, but the 84 days is fairly typical. As a matter of fact, it's on the low side. If you look at years like 15, 16, 17, 18, the 1 Acre Plus market tends to take a little longer on the average to sell than the regular subdivision market. So this still a pretty positive sign. Now this is one that home sellers felt in their pocketbooks at closing. The list to sell ratio, what buyers will pay compared to asking price, fell over 4%. That means if you have a home worth $1 million, you saw about a $40,000 change in what you netted at closing. Buyers just simply paid less compared to asking price. Now, keep in mind that in 22, the list to sell ratio was around 100%, very close to asking price. And that's because in the first half, people paid over asking. In the second half, they paid below asking. But in a typical 1 Acre Plus year, this should be around 97, even 97.5%. So this is, I think, kind of compensating, buyers are compensating for what they went through, and they're just not paying quite as close to asking because they don't have to. But just shy of 96%, still not bad, because we have seen times when this was well below. Now this isn't talking about price changes in the values. This is talking about when a home goes on the market, how much price reduction is done in order to accomplish a sale. Now we know that some homes have no price reductions. Some have many price reductions. So on the average, in 23, we saw about a 5.5% reduced price from the time it was listed to the time it went under contract. And that's not too bad. It's a little more than usual, but what we're seeing is that sellers are having to lower their prices a little more than in a typical market in order to accomplish a sale. Again, kind of indicative of this shifting market. It's not really a buyer's market yet, but it's approaching that as we move along through this shift. But to keep you a little bit, well, less concerned, I don't think we're actually going to get to a buyer's market. I think we're going to continue to see a good real estate market for both buyers and sellers through 24. Now this is just kind of an informative slide. Bottom line is that the homes in 23, where there was no price change, in other words, they went in the market, they were on the market for a relatively short period of time, could have been 2 weeks, could have been 40 days. The homes that saw no price changes actually, in the end, sold higher, sold closer to asking, and sold faster. So what that means real simply is that if you price your home properly to begin with, you're nearly always going to end up better in the long run. Now, there are some sellers who say, hey, we really would like to try to get this price. Certainly understandable. It's your house. It's your money. But if you try an aggressive price and then move it down, you're probably going to end up with less than if you priced it a little bit lower. I know it sounds contradictory, but sometimes pricing a little lower makes you more money. I hope that makes sense. And I always look at something called the success ratio. A lot of agents don't do this. A lot of agents aren't even aware of the implications of this. The number of listings that came in the market fell about 10%. So we had fewer homes hit the market, but we had far more homes removed from the market without selling successfully. So the success ratio fell dramatically in 23 compared to 22. We had far more homes removed from the market without successfully selling. And that, again, is indicative of the shift we're going through. Now, you may have noticed earlier there wasn't a number 2 slide. It went from 1 to 3, and you may have thought, oh, well, he just skipped that. Oh, he just misnumbered them. Well, that's certainly something I could do, but I didn't actually make a mistake here. I put number 2 at the end because I wanted you to see this positive increase in average prices and know that the 1 acre plus market is still moving along well. You have not lost all your equity from that big run up and then the slip in values. The average price of a home in the market on 1 acre plus in 23 was about 4% more than in 22. Now, that is fairly similar to what we saw through all those what we thought were really good years, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, etc. So we're back to a market of pretty typical normalcy, of good, strong market. We saw some negative stats, but those will probably come back into line through 24. At least that's my expectation. So I did throw another video up here for you. It's right there. Preparation is crucial. As a matter of fact, we are very involved in that with you, even investing our funds in that for you. Take a look at this. If you like what you're seeing on this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.